Hello, and welcome to the episode 6 of The Naked Analyst. I'm Steve Bennett, and today I'd like to talk to you about having a career as an analyst. Now, it's a fairly big topic, so we're going to split this into two videos. The first part is to answer the question, what's it like to be an analyst and have a career as an analyst, and what are the key features I think you need to know about? And the second part will talk about the type of work. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing to note is, well, the very title of this episode is a misnomer. You won't have one career as an analyst. You're going to have many. For example, to date, I've had 4 different careers as different sorts of analysts. And I hope to have a few more before I'm done. And I started out in international banking, and traveled the world and had a great time. And worked as an analyst, mostly a business analyst, as I've said in the first episode. I then, after several years doing that, I retired to the south of France and joined a European think tank to think about the future of technology and society. That led me to an entrepreneurial career and riding the first big internet bubble, which was fantastic fun, building analytic companies and selling them. And then I returned to my country of birth, Australia, and had a third career as a sort of corporate gun for hire, where I eventually became head of analytics for finance, insurance, media and IT companies, and I ended up 5 years at a global media company as, well, I guess functioning as the chief data scientist. And just recently, for example, yesterday I've graduated from the Founder Institute, and I'm now launching my own company, so I guess I've gone to a fourth career, which is as an entrepreneur. So that's the first thing to note. You're not going to have one career, in my view. I think it'd be extraordinary for 2 reasons. One, it'd be extraordinarily boring, and 2, extraordinarily unlikely. If you're really going to progress in the field, then you have to look after yourself, and you can't look to your employer for a career. And that's the second feature I think you need to know about. The third one is if you're doing a job as an analyst and you're not enjoying it and you're not learning, then it's very simple. You should leave. You should find something else, because I can tell you, as someone who's been around for a while, life is too short. As the saying goes, it's not a trial. It's something you don't get to redo. So go for it. And the fourth and last thing is, don't imagine that the skills you have today are going to be sufficient to carry you for your entire career. If you're not learning, then you're making yourself redundant and excess to requirements. I really strongly believe that. And the reason for this is, of course, twofold. Number one, the tools are constantly changing and the techniques are constantly evolving as we as a profession learn how to handle things like big data and to measure more and more things as the Internet of Things grows up and as websites and businesses become more sophisticated about the data they collect. And finally, the other reason is that, of course, outsourcing. Don't forget that there's a lot of countries out there where people are going to be trained up to your same level, and they're going to be offering their services for a lot less money. So if you're not learning and evolving and keeping ahead of that sort of groundswell of tool change and outsourcing, then you're also going to find yourself in difficulties down the track. And the time will come faster than you think. But look, don't panic about these sort of things. Analytics is not unique and isolated from the rest of the world. This is true of most knowledge working professions. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed episode 6 of The Naked Analyst, and next time we'll talk about the type of works that an analyst can do in the commercial field.